Welcome back to the Coach Momentum Podcast. It's Karen Capello. And today I want to talk about how an opportunity begins with a conversation. I hear coaches say this all the time. I just need more opportunities or more leads. What fascinates me is that opportunities rarely arrive the way we imagine. We picture a perfect potential client filling out a form, or a company calling unexpectedly, or a dream client finding our website. And sometimes this does happen. More often, opportunities begin with a conversation. That conversation becomes a relationship. That relationship creates trust. And that trust becomes an invitation. And then the invitation becomes a proposal. The proposal becomes a contract. See how it goes? Most coaches only notice the contract. They don't see the conversations that created it. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that conversations create clarity. You learn what people are facing. You hear the language they're using. You discover what's changing inside organizations. And you begin seeing opportunities you couldn't have imagined before that conversation. This is one reason I encourage coaches to spend less time in trying to create perfect marketing and more time having meaningful conversations. Conversations give you information, and that information creates insight. That insight will improve your messaging, and better messaging creates more conversations. It's a beautiful cycle. And here's another thing, not every conversation should have the goal of getting a client. In fact, most conversations don't have that goal. Usually, your role is simply to reconnect, to listen, to ask thoughtful questions, and understand what's happening in someone's world. And ironically, that's often when opportunities appear. People remember how they felt speaking with you. They remember that you listened, that you asked great questions. That's what we coaches do best. One coach I know recently reached out to just 3 people. 3. One became a client, one became a referral partner, and one introduced her to someone she'd never met. Those were 3 conversations and 3 opportunities. And none of them were predictable. That's why I believe business development is about creating more opportunities for meaningful conversations. This is so true for coaching businesses. You never know which conversation can change things. And here's the good news. You don't need hundreds of conversations or people to talk to, even though you know over 600 people, according to a study at Columbia University. Even 4 intentional conversations this month create more business than hundreds of social media posts. So here's my challenge. Schedule 1 conversation this week to reconnect. Be curious, ask questions, listen deeply. These are your superpowers. And see where it leads. Businesses grow 1 relationship at a time, 1 conversation at a time. And it all compounds. That's how the momentum is created. If you're listening to this episode before August 10th, I'd love for you to join me for our complimentary conversation sprint. We'll spend 5 days putting this into action together so you leave with meaningful conversations already on your calendar. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.